Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How is your vacation?
It's very interesting.
Oh, where did you go?
I just go uh, to the bookstore in the
And
bookstore in the entertainment center
oh, with who?
with my family.
Okay, do you have class today at school?
No, yes,
How about tomorrow?
yes, I will.
Oh, so you will have a class tomorrow. Okay, so now, are you ready?
Yes,
Okay, wait. Okay, so hello, let us start. Huang, are you ready?
yes,
Okay, so let us start. Okay, so welcome to Pantada's class. Okay, so did you hear about? Okay, so introducing interesting stories, asking for details. Okay, so let's learn about the words first. Okay, so next we have the first word here is
local school.
okay, very good. So it's the local school. Okay, so now when we say local school, it's local schools districts are administered by local school boards, which operates by public elementary and high school within their place. Okay, so that's the local school. How about you, Huang? Where do you go to school? In your local school or in the school to the to the other town?
Go to the state school.
Huh?
State school.
Science school?
State.
State school? Sorry. Okay, so is it near to your house?
Yes, really
Oh,
near.
oh, so you no need for you to ride a bus or for ride a motorcycle, so you just walk there every day. Okay, very good. So number two,
Same.
scene.
See.
Okay, it's not sand, it's scene. Okay, so it's the place where an incident in real life or fiction occurs or occurred. Okay, so it's the place where the incident or the stories happen. Okay, next we have the
Firefighter.
okay, firefighter. So it's the person whose job is to fight the fire. Just in case there's a commotion that is caused by the fire, so it's it is responsible by the it is responded by those fire fighters. Okay, next we have here the
Keep growing.
Okay, continue on growing. Okay, so number 5.
Witness.
Okay, so witness is the person who were able to see the event. Okay, so that's the witness. So for example, if you see something that is happen in that particular place, so you are what? You are a witness. Okay, next. Next to witness.
Historically.
Okay, so it's with wildly uncontrollable emotion. Okay, so you are being wild. Like for example, a kid usually make a hysterically um attitude because he or she didn't get the thing that he wanted to. Okay, had you tried that manner? Had you tried that manner? That you were hysterical because you did not able to get something you want? Had you tried that, Wang? Hello?
No.
Okay, had you tried that?
No.
No. Okay. So next we have the
Pass out.
okay, so it's become unconscious. Okay, so you were unconscious on and everything happens to you, and everything happens surrounds you. Okay, so you are not aware. Okay, next.
Tract.
Okay, so it's a rough path or minor road which prepared course for athletes. That's track. Okay, so now let's complete the paragraph with the correct form of the verb. Okay, so you read an answer last week.
Okay. Last week was a fire at the local school. A lot of people witnessed the scene.
Okay, so a lot of people witness. What's the spelling?
WITNESSED.
Okay, very good. So with ed. Okay, next should
They
be
were worried because the fire kept growing. Luckily, Firefighters responded very quickly.
Okay, reacts very quickly. Okay,
React.
yeah. Next.
No one was injured from the fire, but a witness was taken to the hospital. The news the news wait the news report that a woman responded hysterically and couldn't take the excitement. She passed out in the middle of the street.
Okay, very good. So she passed out in the middle of the street. Okay, so now let's listen. How did the man fall into the subway track? What did he do after he woke up? Okay, so let's listen.
Lesson 2. Did you hear about page 4? Conversation. A. Listen. How did the man fall onto the subway track? What did he do after he woke up?
Hey, did you hear about the man who fell onto a subway track last week?
No. How did that happen?
He was texting a friend and he wasn't watching where he was going. He fell, hit his head, and passed out.
No way. What happened next?
Luckily, someone witnessed the whole thing. He jumped onto the track and pulled the guy out.
Wow. Did the guy injure himself in the fall?
Not really. The guy woke up after a few minutes and he was fine. He got up and finished typing his text message.
Okay, so let's read this one. You are Adam. I am Theresa.
Okay. Hey, did you hear about the man who fell onto a subway track last week?
No, how did that happen?
He was texting a friend and he wasn't watching where he was going. He fell, hit his head, and passed out.
No way. What happened next?
Luckily, someone witnessed the whole thing. He jumped onto the tracks and pulled the guy out.
Wow, did the guy enjoy himself in the fall?
Not really. The guy woke up after a few minutes and it was fine. He got up and finished typing his text message.
Okay, so it's incredible. Okay, so now listen, write the three extra sentences you hear in the conversation. Okay, so let's listen to it one more time. Okay.
Page 4. Conversation. C. Listen. Write the 3 extra sentences you hear in the conversation. Practice the new conversation.
Hey, did you hear about the man who fell onto a subway track last week?
No. How did that happen?
He was texting a friend and he wasn't watching where he was going. He fell, hit his head, and passed out. He was just lying there and a train was coming.
No way. What happened next?
Luckily, someone witnessed the whole thing. He jumped onto the track and pulled the guy out. Someone else called the emergency services.
Wow. Did the guy injure himself in the fall? People really shouldn't text while they're walking.
Not really. The guy woke up after a few minutes and he was fine. He got up and finished typing his text message.
Okay, so are you ready?
No.
Or do you want to listen again?
Yes.
Okay.
Page 4. Conversation. C. Listen. Write the 3 extra sentences you hear in the conversation. Practice the new conversation.
Hey, did you hear about the man who fell onto a subway track last week?
No. How did that happen?
He was texting a friend and he wasn't watching where he was going. He fell, hit his head, and passed out. He was just lying there and a train was coming.
No way. What happened next?
Luckily, someone witnessed the whole thing. He jumped onto the track and pulled the guy out. Someone else called the emergency services.
Wow. Did the guy injure himself in the fall? People really shouldn't text while they're walking.
Not really. The guy woke up after a few minutes and he was fine. He got up and finished typing his text message.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the answer?
And Sentence 1. He was just lying there, and the train was coming.
Uh, and then sentence 2.
Someone else called for the emergency service.
Okay, very good. Picture 3.
People shouldn't take the man walking.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now let's learn the language booster. Okay, so notice the ways we introduce interesting stories and asking for details. Okay, so now you read the introducing interesting stories. The first one is
Did you hear about the man who fell onto a subway track last week? You will never believe what happened. You are not going to believe the story I heard.
okay. And how about asking for details?
So what did he do? What? How did he react? How did it happen? What happened?
Okay, so in introducing, of course, when you are introducing a story, it sounds like this. Okay, did you hear about what happened to the man last week? Or did you know what happened to our classmate yesterday? And you ask for details. Why? What happened to our classmate? Where did he went yesterday? Like that. Okay, so let's read the example. Okay, so you are A, I am B.
You'll never believe what happened. My neighbors and I kept losing things like keys and shoes.
How did that happen?
It turned out that the neighbor's new cat was taking things and hiding them
Taking.
in the basement.
Okay, so it sounds interesting, right? That there's a new thief, but the thief is not a person, it's a cat. What will you do to that cat if you saw that cat taking your shoes? What would you do? Or what will you do? Huang? Hello? Hello, Juan?